Hello, we're Team Verano and we were considering Challenge 4 demand scenario modelling. Here are team members. We formed on the morning of the first day, had a range of different experience capabilities in the team. So the first thing we had to do is work out who was going to do what, how we work together, but I think we did that quite successfully. Here's the challenge summary. Essentially, we were looking to understand how an organisation can best respond to delivering complicated programs of work, all competing for resource, and how we can look to optimize that and facilitate communication around that plan. We developed a collaborative approach working across the team. Everyone was assigned different tasks based on what they said they were hoping to get out of the couple of days, and that's how we split our work across the team. One of the things we first had to do was kind of understand some terminology so we could talk amongst ourselves. I think I want to share that with you now for this presentation. So the concept of the program, all activities required to deliver products to a customer, kind of maps to the scope of work in the APM glossary. Footprint, scenario planning, the demands of a program on the organization. Key to understanding, I guess, what we're doing is that we could have multiple different footprints, so different ways of delivering the program, different delivery timescales, different costs, different resource demands. And then we've got a concept of launch when we start the activity, completion when we deliver, and the resource required to deliver that particular part of the program. The pain points we identified were it's difficult to maintain a current plan. You can't easily compare different footprints. There's a lack of understanding of interactions between different programs and footprints. It's hard to identify the opportunities to optimize the plan to bring those timescales in to reduce costs. And so our product vision to address that is an interactive demand and resource planning tool, supporting a live plan running business as usual, supporting communication across different departments and roles, exploring what-if scenarios, what if we change the rate of delivery, how does that impact the organisation and the other programs, identifying potential shortfalls in capacity and optimising that production plan. How can we do it cheaper, quicker, and with more certainty? So we developed a few proof of concept applications to explore the delivery of that vision. The first one is how we collect data. So we put together some Microsoft forms, just as an example. For example, where we might be collecting data about an upcoming demand for resource, maybe a manager's inputting resource availability, a constraint on that, or hiring new people, having an increase in capacity over the next few months. You can put approvals, workflows around that. You get some nice reporting. So that's kind of proof of concept of data collection, acquisition. The other proof of concepts we explored were a Power BI dashboard, seen here. And what we've got here is looking at total manufacturing standard hours. We can browse through and filter down through the programs. Here we're looking at program A, and we can kind of investigate that and say, well, how does that change program A, program C? Another way of looking at it is total spend proportional to the area of rectangles here in this tree map. And we can kind of browse through and say, all right, in program C, what are the different scopes, component groups, and kind of where's the cost coming from as we kind of drill down through that program. The other proof of concept we've put together is this scenario explorer view. So what we've got here is where we're starting to explore those what-if scenarios more effectively. So if we're considering this labour pool A, so a team of welders, for example, if they have a capacity indicator by this red line, we can start to see, if I just select scope 1 for every program here, we can start to see where demand's coming from for that resource by program. And we can start to understand that we've maybe got a problem here, maybe we're a little bit over capacity. But what if we start changing these scenarios, changing the footprints, selecting different footprints in each program, and we can see we can flatten that out, and maybe that's achievable. Maybe we can do that with overtime. Maybe we need to come back and create another footprint in order to get an acceptable plan. But we thought this kind of proved that our vision was on track in meeting the need and letting people kind of explore the impacts of those different scenario choices. Future developments, I think right on the right-hand side there, or on the left-hand side, we think we've ticked off all those in the MVP. On the right-hand side, I think where we'd want to take this ultimately is through to optimizing the plans. and considering uncertainty as well. So what's kind of the risk of these plans given the uncertainty in the inputs? Onto the judges' questions. The first one about dependencies there. Well, we think dependencies is absolutely key to delivering that optimization. And it's not so much about how it would change the visualization. It really just changes the capability of the tool if we could start to understand what's the impact of having an overrun on downstream activities. What's the impact if we have to under-resource something, and that pushes the task out? How does that affect the demand around the other programs as well? The second one, connecting to live data, again, we think that's a key part of what we want to deliver. One of the pain points was that this was kind of a difficult to keep it live. So we want this to be kind of a day-to-day, a business as usual system. We demonstrated how we could collect data through SharePoint forms. We could write a bespoke GUI to do that. Also, we could connect via API if it was appropriate to source data systems. So we absolutely recognise that connecting to live data in some way would be really key. We want it to be a live system. And then thinking about a measure we'd add, that would be risk. We'd like to consider how uncertain are we about the duration, the resource required, the cost required, and what's kind of the best case, worst case, most likely outcome given that uncertainty, and starting to explore how resilient the plan is given the uncertainty and what could happen throughout the schedule of that delivery. So I guess what we've demonstrated in this presentation is how we've explored the brief, the outputs we've made, and we hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed the challenge, and we look forward to the next one. Thank you.